Hi, I'm Jim McCord, Product Marketing Engineer at Agilent Technologies. I'm here today to demo Agilent's new Sequence Studio software with our EXT wireless communication test set. Sequence Studio is one of many tools we have to speed up your test development and optimization specifically for non-signaling wireless device manufacturing test. The testing challenges for today's smartphones is great. They are sophisticated and complex devices, often with multiple formats and multiple bands. They demand a true transformation in test process for you to remain cost competitive, including higher levels of non-signaling test. The EXT and its supporting toolset is designed to help. Sequence Studio is one of those tools that's designed to help you create and optimize your test program, and at the end be able to automatically generate SCPI code. For the demo today, I have a wireless device, much like my smartphone here. What we're going to do is